When we started here at University of Florida, our idea was fairly simple. We thought, let's get everybody under all one roof. Let's take care of people. Let's make the person with the disease or the patient the sun and orbit around the patient. That's how we've started. We always come back to that. And we built around that. So we built, the mechanisms for great patient care as well as access to research community, all the things that I think we need to be thinking about for chronic diseases.
We were out at Fixel touring, and we started in the speech pathology side where there was actually like a fluoroscopy to do the swallowing, like some different and higher tech tools that were being used. And then we see that, really these appointments for follow up are happening for Parkinson's like every 6 months, it sounds like.
Yep.
And during that time, you're going to see everybody. You're
Yep.
going to see your speech pathologist. You're going to see your PT, your OT, your nutritionist, your psychologist, your physician, your psychiatrist, like everybody in a couple of days. So you may be traveling from out of state or from far away, and you're going to get all of your appointments within a very short time period. And the reason that you guys are saying like this is patient-centered care where the patient is the sun and everybody's coming to the patient is because that's really the idea here is that you're going to take a couple days out of the life of the patient, get them to get tuned up, see what's going on, what adjustments need to be made, and then send them back out into the world to continue whatever plan you've created during that meeting.
Yeah. So a couple of key points that I don't think anybody's going to be shocked that in this healthcare system and in most healthcare systems you're lucky to get parking, or much less see like one person. And so when you have a chronic disease, and one of the things that we dug into when we were writing on this book and our last book as well is you have a chronic disease, we're just doing it wrong. We're moving the chess pieces wrong, and we need to understand how to rotate the right services in and out at the right time and to have plans. We need to have a plan for everybody and a model. Although it was ambitious and it was well-meaning to say the patient's the sun and we should all orbit around the patient, we now realize that that model had to evolve. And so we've now evolved that in the Parkinson plan, and we talk about this being a more of a universe model. And so the person with disease is the sun, right? And then what's the closest planet to the sun? It's Mercury. That's going to be the caregiver and care partner. And Mercury is going to catch the heat, right, of being next to the sun, right? It gets tough being a care partner. More than 50% are going to end up with caregiver strain with diseases like Parkinson at one time or another. So your chances are very high. It's a very difficult position to be in. And at the same time, you're Mercury, so you're the messenger, right? Mercury means messenger in Greek, right? And so you're the messenger to all the other planets. And these are all the other things that are in your orbit, everything from geriatricians to internists to, as you mentioned, speech therapists, physical therapists who need to come in and out and be an orchestra, in the right way. And then we have Pluto. Pluto's the almost planet, and Pluto is the stigma. 25 to 50% of people are still going to hide their diagnosis with Parkinson, which is unacceptable. Okay. In the world that we live in, we should be embracing everybody with diseases, particularly when we can do such a great job of if we get them the right care model and the right care plan. We're not taking advantage of our satellites. So that's telemedicine, moving care into the home when we can. Sensors. I've got multiple sensors. I've got a sleep sensor on me. I've got watches. I've got 3 of them on me right now. We're not taking advantage of those new technological things that can help us manage people. We've got the stars, which are, all of the support things. So all the organizations, all the information that you put on the internet for people to learn about elder law and things. We have to be giving appropriate support to people. So those are the lights. And then there's the asteroid field. And the asteroid field is the parking, the insurance, the access, the coordination. And there's a story in the book that's from a movie called Star Wars that most people have seen. And Han Solo and Chewbacca are flying this gigantic, spacecraft called the Millennium Falcon through the asteroid field. And they're asking the question, what are the odds we're going to survive this? That's about the odds it is of getting successfully through this with Parkinson disease or other neurodegenerative diseases in our system, and in chronic diseases, we're doing it wrong. We figured out how to do it in HIV and some of cancers. It's time for us to wake up and create a more universal or universe-based model so we can move our chess pieces the right way. And then just to build on one thing that you said, which is you saw Fixella and you saw how all these elements work. Some people will come in from all over the world. We have folks that come from every continent except for Antarctica. And so they visit Antarctica, but they don't live there. Have you right? But when they come in, we may do a day or two. But then we have other folks that will come in and we're able to coordinate what they need when they need it. Okay. Which is the sustainable practical of what we talk about in healthcare, moving things in so we can decrease the billions of dollars a year that we spend on falls and hip fractures and mortality and nursing home placement. So we getting people the care when they need it. So moving beyond the patient is the sun, which is a great ambitious model. And of course I love it and I still say it, to how are we going to move our chess pieces like we've done successfully in HIV and in cancer
Yeah.
to provide the right care.